The rest of it is beautiful. I'm digging the sort of faded blue. Pretty cool. Alright, I got the first coat of gel coat on. It's 1.5 kilos. I managed to do 2 coats on the boot lid. So you can still see little patches of blue. So I'll let this dry off a little bit more. Put about another kilo on it. It'll be nice and thick. So the last thing you want is thin gel coat. So you see little patches of blue everywhere. Only took me about half an hour to put that on, which isn't too bad. After the second coat, I'll have to let it get to its tack stage where it's not wet anymore. It'll sort of dull off a little bit, and then I can start putting glass on. Alright, while I'm waiting for the gel coat to cure, I've been chopping up mat, ready to go into the mould. I've been putting necessary cuts into it so it can conform easier. All around these curved edges, around these curved edges, all along here, around the windscreen area, around the front. So I'm going to be, this is the second one of the 225 gram chop strand mat I've cut out. I'm going to do another 4, so 4 halves, 4 halves. Anyway, another 4 of this in the 450, and that'll make up the bulk of the fiberglass I need to put in to the mold over there. Then I'll chop my offcuts. I'll chop up to go into these parts along the back, the windscreen area, and to bridge any joints. So I'm not just sitting around doing nothing. it is finished. There is a body inside the mold. All up, it took me this side about an hour and a half, about an hour for these two parts and the boot lid, and an hour and a half for the top side there. I ended up using 8 to 9 kilos of resin, 2 kilos of gel coat, about 6 meters of the 225 GSM chop strand mat, and about 8 or 9 meters of the 450 chop strand mat. There is some, dirty bits there. I dropped the mat on the floor while I was cutting it out. You can see some overlap lines and stuff, which is fine. There is at least 3 layers of chop strand mat, which will give me a nice thickness. And in the time lapses, you might have seen me put core flute on this part. That's because this corner here is a 90-degree corner and another 90-degree corner. Fiberglass does not like to sit in tight corners like that, especially when they're so close together. So I put the plastic core flute there, held this down, and then another layer on top and hold that down. And it worked out really well. I'm very pleased. I can't wait to pull it out of the mold. Alright, it's time to trim up the body and the mold, all this stuff. I'm going to be using this. It's a multi-tool. It's got a metal blade on it, but it doesn't matter. It'll still cut fiberglass fine. And it's going to be loud. I might just film a little bit and I'll just do the rest off camera. There it is, all trimmed up. All up in there, all around here. Still needs a bit more of a clean up. Just couldn't really get underneath that. Bits down there I'll trim off after it's out of the mold. And after I trimmed it, I just gave it a really quick sand with some 80 grit, and that gets rid of most of these little daggy bits. It's hard to get in the corners there. But I'm gonna pop it out of the mold. Put you on a time lapse for that, and see what we got. There it is, look at that. Still need to clean it up a bit. I got a big hole here. Oh, the gel coat didn't want to stick. I assume it's stuck in here somewhere. It must be stuck in there, that white stuff there. But, you know, I can fix it. Just a pain in the butt. And then a bit down here. Bit of a hole in there. But again, I can fix it. The rest of it is beautiful. I'm digging the sort of faded blue. Pretty cool. Just gotta clean up these join lines. Bit of sandpaper. Clean up these bits. All around those edges. All in all, very happy. I was worried about these bits. Getting air bubbles like in the top, because if that had happened, I would have pulled my hair out. But didn't. It came out pretty smooth.